Welcome to the Breakup Recovery Podcasts by your host, Barbara Stevens. Discover the wisdom and remarkable insights of Barbara Stevens, breakup recovery mentor, author, and public speaker. Barbara offers programs and solutions for any breakup so you can turn your life around, create lasting changes for the better, and embrace life again.
Hello and welcome to Breakup Recovery Podcast. I'm Barbara Stevens, your host. I've been asked to cover this subject by one of the listeners of Breakup Recovery, and I hope you too will gain some benefits or get a better understanding of what codependency looks like. I thought I had some understanding of what this entails, but after doing the research for this episode, I've gained a deeper understanding and the habits that can be formed and continued throughout our relationships. So this is episode number 040, How to Ditch Codependency Habits. The ending of a relationship is often a time of reflection. Often habits and behaviours come to the surface as we look at the part we played in the breakup and why it all happened the way it did. A recognition of what you have been allowing to happen in your relationships hits you right in the eye. When you can take a step back, your habits, your behaviours, and your actions become clearer now that you are no longer in a relationship. You see things a lot differently now, a lot more clearly. There has been a lot written about codependency, and the word codependent gets used a lot. So the first thing I'm going to do is give you some info on what I will be looking at in this podcast about what a codependent relationship would look like and see if you fit into this model, if there are any similarities or if anything rings true for you from your past relationships. I hope you will get a deeper understanding of what this sort of relationship looks like and what you can do to ditch these behaviours and avoid being placed in this situation again. So I'm going to ask a series of questions, and if you answer yes to any of them, it might be an indication that you were in fact or have been in a codependent relationship. Do you find yourself making lots of sacrifices for your partner's happiness, putting their needs before your own? It's almost like you feel that you are responsible for their happiness, and you did or would do anything to make sure this happened. Did you feel that they did not give back or make the same amount of sacrifices you did to meet your needs and bring happiness into your life? It's like a one-sided relationship where you are doing all the work to make sure everything goes along smoothly. They are happy, they are pleased, their preferences and wishes are being met. They do whatever they want to do without having to consider the impact on your wants and your needs. Your needs are ignored, being put into the background. So you are getting nothing in return from your partner. You are living your life according to your partner's needs and wants. And over time, you actually forget what your wants and needs actually are. Your emotions are suppressed so as to avoid any confrontation, or you believe that if your partner is not happy, you can't possibly be happy. Another description for this would be a people pleaser. But a codependent relationship is being a people pleaser to the extreme. Do you find that you are always seeking approval from your partner? You have difficulty in making decisions without your partner's endorsement. Their approval means more than your own thoughts on the subject. You value their approval more than you value your own opinion. You want them to say that you are doing the right thing. You are making the right decisions. They are okay with your choices. It's almost like your self-worth and identity hinges on your partner's support and approval. Do you admit and tolerate your partner's displays of unhealthy or hurtful behaviours? It could be that they are irresponsible, dishonest, or abusive, but you stay with them anyway. You make excuses for their behaviour and defend them even though you know that they have done or are doing the wrong thing. Do you feel that you cannot live or exist without your partner and that you need your partner to be happy in life? There is no one else that can fill that role. You become clingy. You worry about their opinion. It's more important than your own. Their mood affects your day, whether it is a good or a bad mood. And what I mean by that is, say you wake up in the morning and you're in a good mood. You have things planned, you're excited, you know that you are going to enjoy your day. But when they wake up, they are grumpy or in a bad mood, and this automatically changes the good mood that you are in to being in sync with them. And suddenly there is an alteration or a change in the way that you are thinking, and now you are being pulled down to a cranky and grouchy mood to match theirs. Your good mood has flown out the window, gone for no other reason than your partner woke up in a bad mood. Do you give unconditional support to your partner at the expense of your emotional, mental, and physical health? Where you avoid confrontation, or you keep quiet to avoid arguments about issues because you fear rejection or upsetting your partner? Do you try and change your partner's behaviours or believe they must behave in a certain way? Are you trying to control all outcomes and situations? Or do you feel responsible for your partner's actions and behaviours? Do you feel that you need to save this person in some way? Do you think you are the only person who can do this, as you are the only one that truly knows and understands them? You think that loving your partner means that you need to rescue them or that you need to overcompensate in some way for their actions. Did you stay in the relationship much longer than you should have, telling yourself that if you hang in there, they will change? They will take your advice and it will be worth it. Did you tell yourself that you need to be loyal to your partner because that is what a good partner does? For this question, let's say that your partner's name is David. Do you find that when you are having a conversation with a friend and they ask your opinion, you start your sentences with, well, David thinks this, David says this, or I'll have to ask David? You are so invested in your partner that you can't function independently anymore. You conform to your partner's wishes and devote all your energy to your one and only. You will do anything to hold on to the relationship, even neglecting other important relationships such as friends and family. When you are in a codependent relationship, you are putting the power in another person for the source of your own happiness. You are looking for anything outside of yourself to make you feel better. There is a lack of trust in yourself that you can be safe. You have self-worth and an identity that is valued and respected. So if any of these questions I have just asked resulted in a yes for you, then it is possible that you were in a codependent relationship. It's an emotionally destructive way to live. You do anything to avoid the feelings of abandonment, rejection, and the fear of being alone. Relationships brings us our greatest joys and our greatest challenges. It's important to remember that our happiness comes from within and not from another person. Giving up your needs and identity to meet the needs of your partners prevents you from finding peace and happiness for yourself. In any healthy, mutual, satisfying relationship, there is some codependency, but there is also a lot of give and take. So let's explore some of the ways to change your habits or behaviours surrounding codependency. There is a train of thought that codependency stems from childhood experiences. I'm not saying that this is the situation for you. However, it is a learned behaviour. Can you look back on your past? This could be painful for some. And explore whether your childhood was made up of periods of time where you were called upon to meet the needs of others at the expense of your own emotional and physical needs. Did your parents not give you the attention and warmth you should have had? Was conflict a part of your everyday life and emotional neglect the norm? Did you grow up feeling that your emotional needs did not count? They were not important? Did you grow up in an environment where there was a reversal of the parent-child role, as you as the child were the caregiver? Did you have an alcohol and drug-addicted parent where abuse and neglect was common in your home? All of these things can be repeated in adult relationships, resulting in codependency. The first step is to acknowledge and identify your codependent behaviour or behaviours. Then educate yourself so that you understand them in order to change and develop new behaviours and habits. This can involve taking risks and venturing outside your comfort zone, but your past is your past and your future is in your hands. So now I'm going to offer some positive ways or steps you can take to change or stop your self-defeating behaviour or habit patterns you have identified. Set clear boundaries and limits, not only for the physical things in your life, like your personal space, your possessions, etc., but also your feelings, your thoughts, your values, and your needs. Whilst it is hard to say no sometimes, make the commitment to draw the line when you need to, and stand strong for what you truly believe in, your morals, your ethics, the code in which you want to live your everyday life. It's also important to remember that you are not responsible for your partner's feelings and actions. You can only be accountable for your own and take responsibility for your own behaviour. This might mean that you have to stop managing and controlling others. Stop telling them what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. Be clear in your communication and speak up, especially with regards to your thoughts, feelings, and needs. Don't be afraid to tell your partner how you're feeling, that you don't agree with their choices or opinions. It's okay to be assertive when expressing how you are feeling, when you are upset with the way they are talking to you, the language they are using. Just make sure you are not using aggressive and derogatory name-calling words when you are sharing how you are feeling about things. It's also okay to say no. This word can be such a hard word to use. It has so many connotations and hidden meanings. It can be used to avoid putting you in a position of conflict. It is a word that is used to get out of disappointing or hurting someone. You don't want to say no because you feel that this will give them cause not to like or respect you. We want to get along with everyone. We want to be nice and help people. So don't feel that you can't say no or cancel your plans to accommodate another person's wishes. It might be time to broaden your circle of support or spend time with other people who share common values and beliefs. Be around other people where there is a common or mutual respect and honesty is the norm. Challenge your self-destructive thoughts. Get in touch with yourself. What do you need? What are your preferences? What do you like? Create a relationship with yourself. What makes you happy? Honor your own needs and intentions. Learn to be self-reliant and strive for fulfillment and satisfaction in your life. Don't let rejection stop you from achieving. This will take time, so be patient, but the journey will be worthwhile. I hope you have gained a better insight into what codependent relationships look like and have identified any behaviours you may have had in previous relationships. If you need further help in this area, I'm happy to have a chat with you and see if I'm the right fit for you, so together we can begin your journey of recovery. I encourage you to reach out to me via my website www.barbarastevens.com.au or my Facebook page Barbara Stevens Breakup Recovery Mentor. Also, feel free to message me with any questions that you have about Breakup Recovery podcasts or subjects you want me to cover in future podcast episodes by clicking on the contact button on my website or Facebook. I am always looking for ways to help you recover from your breakup. And the last thing I'd like to say is, be gentle on yourself. You deserve happiness.
If you would like to hear previous Breakup Recovery podcasts, visit barbarastevens.com.au. Connect with Barbara Stevens on social media with Barbara Stevens Breakup Recovery Mentor on Facebook and at You'll Be Okay on Twitter. Read further blogs, view webinar replays, and download your free ebook, 3 Easy Steps to Surviving Your Breakup, and much more at barbarastevens.com.au.